Good hunting, boys. I'm keeping my boots on the ground.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob, I'm from the Instant Gamers. This is part 6 of Halo 3 ODST. It's a level Uplift Reserve, I'm sure you knew that from the title. And of course, it's on the Xbox 360, although, in case you did not know, this is actually being played through backwards compatibility on the Xbox One, which technically means it's a port because of how Xbox backwards compatibility works, but whatever, we don't need to know that information. Anyway, Uplift Reserve, it's the... well, I can't remember if there's other vehicle. I know there's one with a dump truck. Not a dump truck. What's the like trash truck? Later on in the game, but I can't remember if this is the other, like the only other proper vehicle level. Well, although at the start, of course, we're just killing all these brutes and grunts. Now, the thing about vehicles, of course, in Halo is, well, the controls, they don't control like any driving game, and also when you're having to do this, you basically, it kind of sucks because you're basically dealing with how the AI kills things. I also noticed it seems a bit laggy. I can't remember if that's the capture now. I hope it's not the capture, or if it was the game. I think it was the game though. Yeah, you're basically relying on the AI to shoot everyone when you're driving it, and it kind of sucks because, you know, if for some reason they can't aim, it's like, well, it's not your fault you die. I mean, you've got to avoid enemy fire, but you know, if there's too much and the AI isn't killing anything, it's not your fault that you die. Which happened a few times, because that gets cut out of the Let's Plays like this, because, well, if you ever want to see that, you should watch the first couple of episodes of the first Halo Let's Play. God, that was terrible. And that's why I started doing Halo like this, where I just play through the game normally and just start doing the commentary afterwards. Which is not really something I like doing for other games, but although I do it when it's necessary. But at least it lets me use these sort of as a vlog. And, well, if you've watched the most recent the most recent Forza Horizon Let's Play part, which is part 11, you'll notice I was talking about a PlayStation 5, which I hadn't bought, but I mentioned that I got a code to get one at Currys, which is a major UK retailer and essentially our equivalent of Best Buy. And what happened there was I got the code, and the email actually says pop in to the store, to any store this weekend, and pre-order, well, not pre-order, but order your PS5. Now, I'm recording these in advance. It's the 3rd of December when I'm recording this. I know it's April, like the end of April by the time you will see this, but I just like, well, big backlog. But yeah, I went in on the 2nd, and it's a really good job that I did go in on the 2nd. Completely by accident. Now there's 2 Currys near me. There's a big, huge one, which is further away, and then there's a smaller one they call it a satellite store, because when I've been in it, they're like, oh, when we order things, it comes from the larger Currys. We don't actually get deliveries from headquarters, you know, by ourselves. So the email just says, you know, just use the store locator and go in, but I wasn't sure if it would, you know, what's the point in ordering a PS5, going in to the smaller one, only for them to have to order it from the bigger one. Like, order the PS5, it gets shipped to the bigger one, which then has to ship it to the smaller one. When I could just go to the bigger one, even though it's 10 minutes further drive away. You know, it's like, doesn't really bother me. I'll make the car journey, whatever. I'll get the PS5 that way. So I was just I went into the bigger store just to check if you could order it at any Currys, and how the ordering process would work like that. because you know, you never know, it might have got shipped to the smaller store. And I went in and I was looking at they have a big box of PS5s on the wall that are just completely empty, of course, because you can hardly get one, at least at the time I'm doing this. Hopefully by April or whatever, by the time this comes out, it will be easy to get PS5, but if not, well, sorry, it still sucks that way, but whatever. Nothing I can really do about it. I'm not Sony's distribution. I think it's probably still going to suck getting one because of the chip shortage and all that, but the point is, I went in, they have the empty boxes, and the bloke walks over and he's like, oh, you looking at the PS5s? And I'm like, yeah, I have a code to get one, like to order one. It says get to this weekend, and he's like, I sold one today, I've ordered one in. I was like, well, I'll just show you the email that's on my phone. And unfortunately, the ironic thing is, Curry's is a electronics retailer, and yet if you go into their store, at least that particular store, you basically get no internet. Now they have Wi-Fi, but it's not public Wi-Fi. So basically you have to go outside to get anything. Well, so I went outside, came back in, showed him the email, because I should have had it up on the phone already, but you know, I wasn't really exactly thinking. Just got out of the car and all that. I did it that way, showed him the thing. He's like, yeah, the email says this weekend, but it actually expires on the 3rd. So the 3rd is a Friday. It's today. Today is a Friday. So I suspect there's going to be a lot of disappointed people tomorrow when I'm just going to be checking Twitter. I tweeted about it. I'm like, if you have like one of these codes, you better go in today. I said that yesterday. I was like, you better go in tomorrow because otherwise you are going to be disappointed. The email that it says, it was like, you can use this code to get a PS5. Obviously you have to pay for it and everything, but use this code to get a PS5. It says, come in this weekend. Friday is not the weekend. I mean, yes, it's the start of the weekend. But let's be honest, if you got a thing that said, come in this weekend to get a PS5, would you go in on a Friday night, or would you go in on a Saturday? Like, most people are off on a Saturday, I would assume. Or at least, you know, they're not at work all day. Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends on what job you have and everything, but, you know, most people, I would suspect that most people probably, there's less, you know, they get the weekend off. Like Saturday and Sunday. In some capacity. To me, that's just stupid. Like, the code expires today on the thing. And it's like, oh, first come, first serve. The fact is, I got that email on Monday. The guy said he'd ordered one PS5 all day. I don't know how many he'd ordered during the rest of the week, but I suspect that there is a lot of people that are going to be very disappointed tomorrow. Being like, well, the code don't work, but you said... Well, yeah, anyway, so officially I don't own a PS5 because it's on order, like I said. But I do, technically, I've paid for a PS5. And apparently that will come in 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, we'll see. But yeah. I did get Spider-Man Miles Morales. I could have got Ratchet and Clank. What's it called? Something... I want to say Drift. No. Rift. Something... I can't remember how the subtitle of it is now. I'm going to look that up because it's going to annoy the hell out of me. What's it called? Don't type with the Ratchet and Clank with an E, like starting it. Right, Rift Apart, that's it. Yeah. Love the Ratchet and Clank. I mean, I did the HD version of the original on the PS3. But yeah, I love the Ratchet and Clank games when I was a kid, and I do want to continue actually doing the Let's Play series of it, but obviously the slight issue of the PS3 and its amazing lack of capturing like, if you don't know about the PS3 and its capture situation, it sucks. Like, I don't know. I looked it up. It's once. Unfortunately, my PS3 model is not compatible with soft modding, because if it was, I would definitely be doing that. I wouldn't care about the online capabilities of it nowadays. But yeah, it's like just soft modding it just to remove this stupid capability. So unfortunately, because the PS3 is 2006, the Component was out. I mean, Component had been out since what, the original Xbox or something, maybe even earlier. But that was like the proper games console that used it. The original Xbox, the PS2 supported it in like the few games. The GameCube supported it, and yeah, the PS3 and the original, the 360. The original version of the 360 does not have HDMI out. The original fat model, I mean later fat models do. That's what I have an Elite. The Elite was it was Elite because, well, it came with a black paint job, and it had HDMI out, which all later models I think got, like the Pro and all that. But at the time, I think you could get. Well, I actually can't remember now. Was it what? It was like the arcade. Oh no, it wasn't. It was the core. I'm remembering how the Xbox 360 came out. It was like the core model, and then you could get the Pro model, and then later on they replaced the core with the arcade or something like that, and then they also added the Elite, and then the Pro got like a higher spec hard drive than it originally did or something. Like, it originally came with 20, and I think it went up to 60, but I might be wrong with that, because the Elite has a 120 gig hard drive, and then they came out with like the Slim, and that has the HDMI by default and everything. And then they came out with like the E that looks like an original Xbox One, but no one really knows about that because it came out after the Xbox One came out, or just before or something. Like, no one was interested. It was like when Don Matrick, or whatever his name was like, we have a system that for anyone that doesn't have online. It's called the Xbox 360, as if like developers were actually going to still support the Xbox 360 with actual AAA games. Like, could you imagine? You saw that Forza Horizon 5 Let's Play, if you have. If you haven't, just watch it, because there's a reason the title is this console cannot handle this game. There's a bit in that where in the previous episode it crashed. The game crashed loaded, and I went to the same place and it loaded this time, which was good. But basically, yeah, it took a bit of time to load, and then even then it got screwed. Like, the map didn't load for ages. Like, I was just stuck with my car floating in midair. It was pretty bad. But anyway, so I can't even remember how I got into this tangent now. All I remember is basically I have a PS5. We were talking about Ratchet and Clank or something, weren't we? Oh yeah, the PS3. If you've never dealt with capturing the PS3, it sucks, because the PS3, you can only capture through Component. I mean, the PS3 has HDMI, but you can't actually capture through it because of the Blu-ray drive. They didn't want people like doing the perfect digital copy, so you can only capture it through Component on the PS3, and it really sucks because my HD PVR is broken. And it's like, well, how do you get around this? And how you get around it is you either get a HDMI splitter that doesn't care about that strips HDCP, which is the copy protection, which is technically illegal, but it's PS3, so who the hell cares? You get a component to HDMI adapter, which I'm probably thinking of doing if I want to do more PS3 stuff, which I want to do the rest of Ratchet and Clank. So yeah, I'll think about doing that. Or you basically I don't know if this works, but presumably you can soft mod the PS3, and obviously soft modding it will let you remove that protection anyway, but obviously you can't go online with it. But my PS3 Slim doesn't support soft modding because I looked up the model number. Anyway, I've been Rob, from the Instant Games. Thank you very much for watching, and ta-ra.
Lord, I didn't train to be a pilot. Tell me I don't have any more flying to do today. So, was that a yes or a no? Amen.